Hi, I'm Bill Fountain and welcome to my channel, The Found Fountain. I named it The Found Fountain because my other channel, which is for my outdoor adventuring, is called The Lost Fountain. I just started it up a couple months ago actually. And my reason for that video was a couple reasons. One, I wanted to share my outdoor adventures with mostly my family and friends and stuff like that. Plus, I'm going to start doing some teaching videos on there. Different things, like if you look back here, you can see this is my rock climbing wall, and I enjoy rock climbing. I love getting on boulder problems. I love sport climbing. I love trad climbing, multi-pitch climbing. I want to eventually get into some real big wall climbing in Yosemite and places like that. And then also just recently got into hiking. Also, I've always been into camping and stuff like that, but hiking and camping, like hiking miles and miles into a place, or maybe multi-day hikes where you camp in between and just be out in the mountains. That's something I've been getting into recently and really enjoying. So I'm also going to start doing some teaching videos on some of that stuff as I learn more. I'm also trying to learn how to ski right now. I'm a snowboarder, but I'm trying to learn how to ski. So I'm going to do instructional videos on different things, especially on rock climbing, something I actually know quite a bit about. So my reason for this one is a bit selfish. I only started watching YouTube videos a couple months ago because I was trying to learn some things about hiking, like I said. But in that, I started noticing videos of, from a person called Mike Winger was the first one. Super incredibly gifted man at explaining the scriptures and just really getting into a subject and studying it. And I started watching a bunch of his videos, and then of course he'd have somebody on like Alicia Childers, and she's from a band called Zoe Girl back in the day, I guess. She's probably about my age, but I didn't listen to that kind of music when I was younger. And then she would be listening to somebody, and so little by little I started getting connected to all these different apologetics preachers and different people like that, and I've really enjoyed listening to their videos, and I've been learning so much. I mean, things I didn't even think could be possible are possible now. People have been learning, just studying and learning more about the scriptures than ever before, I think, and there's a reason for that, and that's what the topic of this video is going to be, why I think we're getting more knowledge out of the Bible today than ever before. So I want to give a shout out to all the people that have been putting out videos out there and giving a lot of their time and doing this. And for one, Mike Winger, if Mike ever in the future hears this video, I just want you to know I have a big giant lab. He's about 120-130 pounds. His name is Gambit. So I'm going to put a little dog cam on there, not a little dog, a big dog cam eventually someday maybe, and see if we can see if Christians are more dog people or cat people. So he'll be more friendly for the video, though. He's a ham. Super good dog. So I want to give a shout out to, like I said, Alicia Childers. She does a lot of apologetics videos and just real soft spoken and real kind, you can just tell she has a nurturing heart, almost a mother's heart. So if you need someone that just is really good at explaining things, and she's also specializes, I think, in I don't know what the word, progressiveness entering into the church. And you're not talking about progressives like in politics, but a different type, similar, but you watch her videos and you'll understand more. I don't exactly know how to explain it best. So I also want to give a shout out to Jason Mayfield. I've been watching his videos. Christ Community Church. I mean, of course, that's my church. I watch their videos. Ever since the lockdown, I started listening actually to the sermons on, and then I started watching videos just recently, like I said. Roy Dockery, Michael Brown with Ask Dr. Brown. He does politics, theology, and all kinds of things, philosophy and Christianity and all that. And he's a really incredibly intelligent man and really good to listen to, and he's really easy to understand as well, just like Mike Winger is. Inspiring philosophy, super, almost like I want to say documentary style videos. You don't see the guy very often talking. He once in a while you'll see him, but he does just a really neat format, almost like a documentary. So if you like documentary style videos, I would recommend that Inspiring Philosophy 100%. Braxton Hunter with Trinity Radio. He's got a few people he has on his show on a regular basis as well. Some of these guys I've been talking about. I enjoy his videos. He does a really good job. Easy to understand. Pretty good sense of humor too. Alan Parr with The Beat is the name of his channel, and I like his. And if you come from a rough background like I do, Alan Parr with The Beat is a really good one to listen to, because you will never feel like you are judged. He is very honest about the sin in his life. He seems to talk a lot about sexual sin, which is something so many of us are challenged with and just fight with our entire lives, seems like. That is a really brutal sin to overcome. So if you have battles with those kind of sins and stuff like that, he's another good one to listen to, and he brings people on that are just brutally honest. And I mean, I really find that appealing to me, I guess. Someone that just is brutally honest like that. I enjoy that. So, then listen to also Cameron Bertuzzi with Capturing Christianity. He's a very soft-spoken guy for the most part, very easy to understand, and he explains things very easily. He's actually probably more like Mike Winger in a lot of ways. Very recommended to listen to him if you are new and want to understand more about Christianity. Trey Van Camp, John Mccrae, I love him, with What Do You Meme? If you want to listen to somebody that's pretty down to earth too, and he's pretty brutally honest. John Mccrae with What Do You Meme? He also does these videos where he takes different atheist memes and brings in scholars and shows them these memes and watches their reactions. Pretty cool. You'll really enjoy him. So William Lane Craig and Ruslan KD. Ruslan KD is also another one of those brutally honest. He is, if you are easily offended, he's probably not who you're going to want to watch. But he is brutally honest. Doesn't mean I think he's right all the time, but he is brutally honest, and I like that. And so he's another one of the ones. Also, if you come from a rough background, he's real easy to listen to because he is not going to come down on you for your sins. Matter of fact, he has people on his show that are just really accepting and understanding of the things and true battles that a lot of Christians don't understand. What I mean by that is, it seems like you get around Christians, if you so much as drop a cuss word, they're like, "Oh, you're horrible, you're going to hell," and makes it real hard for people that come from really, really rough backgrounds and just really deep in sin. The people who already have a cell in hell with their name on it, coming to Christ, those people will be drawn to like Ruslan KD and another, like I said, and then Alan Parr with The Beat. He's another good one for that. Like I said, those guys are just super brutal and honest. I like them. I enjoy all these guys. And I wanted to thank them for taking their time in their lives to do these videos. And my point is I want to learn more. And so I'm going to be doing these videos more and more, hopefully over time, as I get better. I'm just doing this off my cell phone right now on a laptop. And it'll force me to learn more by studying more. Now, my topic for my first video is one that I've been, and the reason I also wanted to I brought a list so I didn't try to miss anybody I watch regularly. There's more I listen to, a lot more. Another one is, another one I forgot to put on my list, just dawned on me, is Reasons to Believe with Hugh Ross. If you are incredibly intelligent and you want to know, and you want to hear somebody that's really intelligent explain Christ and the Bible, and the Bible and history and the creation of the earth and all that kind of stuff. He is an old earth believer. There's people that believe that the earth is only 6,000 to 10,000 years old. There's people that believe it's somewhere in the middle of, I don't know where, but in between that and millions of years old. Hugh Ross is an old earth, and his explanation for it is exceptional. It actually took me from what I was always taught as a young earth to on the fence. I don't know if it's old, new. It doesn't matter with my theology. Whether the earth is old or new doesn't matter. Christ still came and died for me either way. But if it's old earth, he's been working on this for millions of years just for us, just to get ready and get everything perfect just for us, which is pretty amazing. So Hugh Ross with Reasons to Believe. I have to watch his videos 3 or 4 times in a row, and then I start and I'm pretty smart, but I'm not like brilliant by any means. I'm an average person, so I have to watch his videos 3 or 4 times in a row sometimes to really understand what he's saying. And some of his, one of the most, how do I put it? One of the videos that pulled my heart the most was one of his. He explains timelines and how God can use a second or multiple timelines to pay for the atonement on the cross. And if you get a chance to watch that video, and he says, and he admits in his video, he does not know or saying that he believes God did it this way. He's just saying this is one possibility and you have to watch the video. I'm not going to try to explain it because I'll murder it. So, but understand, he does not say it is absolutely what he believes by any means. He's just wanted to give an example of what God could do to pay for the atonement of millions or billions of people's sin on just a few hours on the cross. And he has a really good explanation of one of the ways, and he goes, God has thousands of ways to do it, but here's one example of how he could do it. And it's really pulls in your heart, because it just shows, wow, if God really did that way, that's an amazing thing for God to do. So my video today is going to be about something that all these people I've listened to talk about. Most of these people here dig into the history of the Bible. Some of them don't, are more into other things, but like Mike Winger, for one, he is really into studying the roots of the Bible. He has a heart for atheists. He loves it when atheists come onto his page. Matter of fact, he does it some videos where he only wants questions from atheists. And also there's a few others. Alicia Childers does a lot of that as well. Let me see, Ask Dr. Brown with Michael Brown. He does a lot of that. Let me see, even John Mccrae with What Do You Mean? He does a little bit of that as well. But I think there's William Lane Craig does a little, but I think Mike Winger probably does some of the most digging in. And the reason being is, and you'll hear all these guys say something, and they talk about historical documents, because the Bible is constantly under attack by scholars and atheists, and and they're like saying in just every little word of the Bible, of every scripture, did these people even exist? Did this happen? Did that happen? And these Mike Winger and the people like him have to go back and really study the original Greek and Hebrew and Aramaic and all these different languages, and really get to the root meaning of what was meant by what they said and how it was written and what the word means, because a lot of the Hebrew only had Hebrew then that had if I'm not misunderstanding, 3,000 words, and we have over 4 million in the English language. So translating that to English is quite hard and quite challenging. So some of these words have multiple meanings, and that can change a lot of things. And so that's where a lot of these people go into attacks. And so these people like Mike Winger sit there and talk about it, and then they try to disqualify it for different reasons, because they find one copy of the Bible that is not the same as others or whatever, and there's different factors that make a document true. Most documents need about 15 or so. If you have 15 copies and they all are about the same thing, a document can be considered a historical document. And I mean, 15 to 20 would be a lot of documents backing up one document, whereas the Bible has tens of thousands, not only copies of the scriptures and originals, but also non-Christian sources. They talk about how many Bibles they could make from non-Christian sources, just from quotes from non-Christians about from the Bible. So there's nothing even comes to a close second on just the sheer amount of evidence there is that the Bible is absolutely 100% authentic. But yet these people keep scrutinizing and attacking it, and nothing else gets attacked like that. After a few different copies, they say, okay, it's historically true, we accept it 100%, no questions asked. So, and these guys are always like that. This seems to be a different set of rules when it comes to the Bible, and they talk about that. And that's what my point is today. Is it dawned on me right before I did this video. That's why I decided to start this now, because I was listening to one of Mike Winger's videos. Actually, it wasn't even Mike Winger's, it was one of John Mccrae's with What Do You Mean? I can't remember which one it was, and he said something about that, and it dawned on me that today we know more about the history of the Bible and the root of the Bible and where it came from, and everything about the history around the Bible, and everything about the people around the time frames of the Bible, and everything about the words they originally were written in, more about those words and what the original meaning was, and translations and everything like that, because of these atheists and scholars that are attacking the Bible constantly. Every time an atheist studies the Bible and finds something they think they can use against a Christian, they throw it at the Christians and throw it out on the internet, and it spreads like wildfire, and everybody accepts it as 100% fact. They don't even double check. It doesn't even need two sources, just one, it seems like, when it comes to the Bible. But because of that, there are people out here that are studying and to answer these attacks by atheists, and they'll always come. They'll never stop, because it doesn't matter to them. You could show proof that they're wrong, and they're like, whatever, and move on to their next attack. And they don't care about the truth. Some of them do, though. And Mike Winger tends to really have a heart for those ones. But so because of these attacks, Christians, like, and different ones like these ones I read today, I've just noticed they really are digging down into the roots of Christianity and looking for absolute truth. I mean, I asked a question on one of my Winger's pages, and I never got an answer, but I want to know how much his theology has changed since he started teaching, because it dawned on me, this guy probably had a set of beliefs that were concrete right here in Christianity, and since he started teaching, now it's just expanded into this just bigger thing that is so much more amazing and so much more knowledge of who the Bible is and who God is. And I think that is because of these attacks on the Bible, on the scriptures. This isn't about, just my notebook. I have no idea what I'm doing on these videos, so I'm going to be learning as I go, and I hope someday I look back and watch one of my original videos and just go, oh my gosh, that was horrible. What was I doing? That's what I'm hoping for, because I want to someday be sound and look smart. You know what I mean? Like, so, but yeah. So, like Ruslan Gady, he fully admits he's not the smartest guy in the world, but the more he knows and learns about something, the more fluent it becomes and easier it is to explain, and he really starts to know a subject. So I know a lot about climbing because I love climbing, but Christ is supposed to be more important to me. Jesus is supposed to be more important to me than all the things I love. I mean, the comparison is almost hate all this compared to my love I'm supposed to have for Christ. So I need to learn more about him, and I think this is going to be a good way to do it. And I look forward to doing more videos. So if anybody sees this video, and I wish there was a way to tag people in it, because I would love to get some feedback from some of these people I really admire, listening to their videos on what they think about what I just said, on the reason we know so much today about the Bible is because of these attacks. These attacks are literally forcing us to dig deeper to defend our position. And because they are doing that, we are learning more than ever. Because of this, today, atheists are having a harder and harder time coming against the Bible. Honest atheists are even coming out and saying there's certain things we just can't come against in the Bible. Most atheists even will admit that Jesus was a man and did die by Roman crucifixion, even if they do not believe he was raised from the dead, or that he is the Christ, the Son of God. They still know that he existed and admit it freely today, because they know that argument trying to convince people that he never existed is not going to work. There's just overwhelming evidence. And if you want overwhelming evidence of, and Mike does a lot of videos, but the ones I really enjoyed, and I had to listen to a lot, was, like I said, Reasons to Believe with Hugh Ross. Hugh Ross, a little bit about him. He's on the autistic spectrum. He didn't start talking until he was like 7 years old. By the time he was 8, he knew he wanted to be an astrophysicist. The dude is incredibly brilliant. He's pretty monotone, but he's super informative on his answers. He's always got an answer ready. He's very good at explaining why he believes what he believes, and he uses the Bible. He believes that science is in the Bible. The scientific method is built into the Bible, and he explains that. If you watch some of his early videos, he explains how when he first read the Bible, he saw the scientific method, and that is the scientific method he uses for all his studies. And I've always said that before I even heard this. I've always said, I believe true science always leads to God. I've known that for decades, that if you follow science, it will always lead to God. I do not believe you can separate science from the Bible. Hugh Ross calls it the book of nature and the book of scripture, and I never looked at it that way, but it's an accurate description. Science or nature, what we see and can study, always will lead to God. If God created this whole universe and everything in it in the orderly arrangement that it's in, and how perfect it is in the sense of how it works together, and the more you learn, the more impossible that is it's happened on accident. There had to be a causal effect, is how he explains it. There had to be something to start it, or a God to create it. So it's pretty interesting how he does all that. And he doesn't believe you can separate the book of nature and the book of scripture. He believes they're both equally important and really interesting if you want to listen to him. He even has some really good ideas on how to fight global warming and get us some more time. But I'm going to close out on my first video. Hopefully I can get it uploaded all right. And I look forward to making more as I decide on different subjects. If anybody watches this and puts a message in there on what subject they think I should study, make it something small. I have a big subject I want to study already in mind, but that's going to be probably years down the road. something small and easy. I'm going to start small because I'm not real intelligent on this kind of thing. I've never taught before. So thank you for watching my first video, and I hope there's many more to come. And I hope if you're showing up years from now, and I have hundreds if not thousands of videos, I hope you come across this one as my first one and you can cringe. Thank you.